Hey, you. Yeah, you. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. The local bar. Sometimes you gotta go where everyone knows your name. Or sometimes you gotta go where it's close to your house and you just wanna drink after work. The local bar, to a lot of people, is a very sacred thing. It's almost like a second home. They finish their normal Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 job, and they just go there and have a drink. Maybe 5, maybe 10 if it's Friday or Saturday, or if it's a really shitty Tuesday. People just need a place to call their own outside of home. You go there, you get to know the people. There's always different types of people there. Sometimes when you go to a local bar and you've never been there before, people will just look at you the whole time. They're like, who the fuck is this guy? We don't know this guy. This guy's never been in here before. It's almost like you accidentally stepped into the wrong house. And that happens a lot. That seems to be a trendy thing nowadays with millennials. They'll just go to local places and just check out a bar that's been there for quite a long time. But they don't realize that these people that go there on a regular basis, some of these people almost every day, that's their second home. And you can't fuck with their second home. You gotta make sure you act right. You know the people there. You know how they are. And just be cool. When you go to a local bar, it's very important that you don't talk about politics or religion. Me personally, I don't like talking about either anyway. But when you go to a bar, especially a local bar, you have to try not to talk about either one of these subjects. Because I always find there's always a person in there that's obsessed with religion. I don't know why, they just are. Even if something goes wrong in their life, even if they're a raging alcoholic, addicted to drugs, maybe they have a possible porn addiction, who knows? Any wrongs that they do in their life, they always fall back on the Bible, the Holy Bible. And nothing, and I mean nothing that you say, will make them think otherwise. They think they can do whatever they want. But in the end, the Bible will always be on their side. At the same time, you just have to avoid these people. There's nothing wrong with, believing in God. I believe in God too. But at the same time, once the liquor starts flowing, it's not a good idea to talk about it. Someone makes a joke about Jesus being a cross-dresser, and then that person will just go nuts, and, it just escalates from there. And politics, don't tell anybody that you don't vote, because that just starts a whole different conversation. You could run into a war vet, you could run into someone who's really obsessed with Trump and hates his guts. But if you tell someone you don't vote, they will absolutely lose their shit. I don't know why, it's your choice, If it was up to me, I would just give that person my vote. But again, not a good idea. Also, when you go to a local bar, you might see some women there. It's rare because it's not like a club downtown, but you might see some women there. Try not to hit on anyone's woman. They don't like that. It could be an old bar fly, just don't do it. You don't know. There could be some big dude that comes out of the bathroom. It's not really her lady, but like he stays with her, time to time, and they have a relationship since high school, and they sure fight a lot, but they may not want a relationship, but then there's something more there, and believe me, you don't want to get involved in that bullshit. So just view her from afar. Don't even take a chance. You don't know what problems you could be facing in the morning. Another problem with local bars is that you got to deal with the local people. Now, again, local people are great, but they can smell if you're not a local. Like I said before, if you're just trying this bar for the first time, you're trying to blend in, for the most part, they don't like that. They're used to a very specific routine. They go there after work, they chill, they know the same people. They don't want to make new friends. They just want to be able to go there, chill out, relax. Some of them just go there, write in their notebooks, write ramblings, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just simple things. Just try to stay away from that. And if you see someone at a bar writing in a notebook, don't engage. Don't ask them what you're writing. Just assume it's his inner thoughts and just ignore it. Pretend it's a mirage. Just, he's not hurting anybody. Just let him sit there and just let him do his own thing. He could be writing Jurassic Park 10. We don't know. Just let him do his own thing. And if you ever see a person reading at a bar, just don't interrupt them. I mean, there's a reason why they go there to read. They obviously don't like the library. It's obviously way too noisy where they live to read, So they rather just go to a local bar. And even if the local bar is dark, they'll bring their own little light or have a light from their cell phone and just, let them read Moby Dick for the 13th time. It's cool, Again, they're not hurting anybody. Just let them be. There's always the one guy that always comes up to you while you're drinking, either by yourself or with your friends, and he feels he knows more about the subject that you're talking about. I mean, this person is always in the background. They're obviously eavesdropping, like you're talking about a song, and then they'll say, oh, that's not cool. And I don't know, they feel they can just automatically jump into the conversation and make it theirs. Again, just try to reason with him and just say, look, I don't know you. I'm just here, I'm just trying to live my life. I'm just trying to talk to my friends here, about a subject. If you feel your opinion differs from mine, that's fine. I get it, but I just don't know you, so yeah. But again, it's hard to do because within the local bar, this person feels his opinion is king. And again, it's kind of tricky to maneuver around that, so my trick is I usually just keep talking and I just ignore the person. If you ignore a person long enough, they just basically go away and get the hint. So again, just pretend it's something just that doesn't exist, and eventually, hopefully, they just go away. If they don't go away, then who knows? There could be a fight. I mean, has that happened to me before in the past? Look, the point is just try to avoid all these little bullshit little conversations you could have with someone who you have no idea who could be the next Zodiac killer, and just do your best to be nice. Just be nice, and hopefully everything will just work itself out. A lot of times you go to a local bar and you have to deal with bartenders. Now, with a local bar, for the most part, it's not really that big, you know. The person most of the time knows what you drink if you go there on a regular basis. They're very moody. They don't want to be there. They're just there to make a living. So, again, don't expect the best customer service. I've been to bars where the bartender will just fall asleep. I've been to local bars where they just don't give a shit. They'll ignore you. They'll just keep going along their own business, texting on their phone. They'll have a conversation with one of their friends who ends up being there for 3 hours, and they're just rambling about stupid shit. They don't care. They know they've been there for long enough where they know the clientele, and worst case scenario, if that person gets pissed off, someone in the local bar will take care of it for them. Doesn't matter if they have to have a smoke break right there and then, and they'll be outside for 20 minutes, and they're probably drinking the whole night themselves because they're just trying to get themselves out of this shithole and trying to get themselves out of this bad situation, and they just want the night to finish so they can go home and, you know, take care of their kids and do drugs and just, you know, carry on their shitty lives. And, you know, in the end, them getting you a drink is pretty much the last thing on their mind. They're just running out the clock. But you do meet some nice people. You know, you can relate to, and, you know, back and forth. But again, don't expect the best quality service at a local bar. Another problem with local bars is the drugs. There's drugs everywhere. We all know that. Weed is going to be legal in Toronto, Ontario, Canada in October 2018. But I'm not talking about weed. I'm talking about that white powder. That white, shitty chemical, most of it is baby laxative cocaine that people do, and they feel once they mix the drinks with it, it just makes them feel that much better. But again, they're just escaping their reality, because they know if they go out in public, real public, like downtown, and if they get caught with this shit, they're screwed. So what do? They, you know, they live in the bathroom. You know, you go in the bathroom in some of these places and you're wondering, why is this person taking a 23-minute shit? Nobody wants to take a 23-minute shit in a public toilet. Something's not right here. The guy's got the sniffles. And it's August. He doesn't have a cold. There's only so many toilets in this place. You know, can I just take a quick piss and carry on the rest of my day? And there's always that peer pressure. People want you to join them in their path of destruction. No thanks. I just came here to sit in this very dark room and drink and just watch Sports Center for the next 2 hours. Thank you very much. Speaking of television at a local bar, for the most part, it is just mostly sports. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, there's always someone that wants to check the news or check if they won the magical lottery. So people end up fighting over, if they want to watch what's on the local news, or if Steve Harvey is wearing another beautiful suit on Family Feud. Best advice I can tell you, again, just go with the flow. Whatever's playing on TV, just leave it on there. If there's a big sports game going on, even if it's soccer, just let it play. It's not worth it. If somebody's enjoying a beautiful game of curling and they know all the players, you know what? Just let it slide. For the most part, there's music playing in the background anyway. And that's another thing. The music. Music is universal. But you're not going to please everybody at a local bar. Let's say at a local bar there's like a good 30 people. The majority will always win. Who listens to the best music? I listen to the best music. I want to listen to rock. I want to listen to rap. And there's always some guy out there that wants to play the Journey song. You know what I'm talking about. And I get it. It's cool. It's a great song. But again, let's just pick out a playlist. Who's ever got their money in the jukebox first, just let it play. Let it ride out. Let them enjoy their 5 minutes of freedom. Okay? Don't stop believing. Just eventually another song will come on and just enjoy it. Your turn will come. Don't worry. Although, for the most part at local bars, there is no security. I mean, the owner sometimes is barely making a profit, and they want to close up early, and security's the last thing on their mind. If shit goes down, then most of the times the owner will probably go in the kitchen, grab a mop, use it like a bow, like Donatello and Turtles, and just beat the shit out of somebody. Or maybe they'll just step in there and beat the shit out of them themselves. You got to be careful at these local bars. Shit could pop off like 2 seconds. But at the same time, for the most part, there's not a lot of fights at local bars. In my experience, for the most part, 90% of people that go to a local bar, they know everyone there. They probably don't have any problems with anyone there. It's always that 10% crowd, the crowd that'll come in late on a Friday or Saturday night, and they'll just, try to hit on someone's girl or step on someone's shoe, at 1:15 in the morning, and, 1:59 hits, and they want drinks, and then it's 2:03, and then they can't get more drinks, and then they start flipping out, and, it's not good. Just, my advice to you is you go to a local bar, you don't know a lot of the people there, act properly, get your drinks ahead of time, no spitting, no fighting, and use coasters. It's a little thing that the Fresh Prince taught me. Smoking. This always seems to be an issue. Not just at local bars, just anywhere, but especially local bars. Because again, people think that that's their second home. And I'm not saying a lot of people try to smoke in local bars, which a lot of people do. And a lot of people don't give a shit. Like they're about to go outside for a smoke. They'll talk to somebody, just light up inside. Let's say if it's like too windy, I mean, that's always been their excuse. Oh man, it's too windy. I was just lighting in here and then I was gonna walk out. I mean, just go outside and just have a quick smoke, or take a long smoke. Take your time. It's cool. It's very interesting, like when you go to a local bar and you have that group that smokes. It's almost like every 15 to 20 minutes, like people just know, like they'll just look at each other and just like, you want to have a smoke, or they'll just do the the two finger signal on their lips, just quickly, like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, just come outside, just join me. It's also a good excuse to get out of shit, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's always that crowd that smokes, and it's fucked up because you can't smoke inside anymore, but at the same time you got like 10 people smoking at the door. So obviously when like you go into the local bar, you're gonna go past all these smokers, you're gonna inhale a bunch of shit anyway. So I don't know what the fuck is the difference. I mean, if you want, just open a window and go nuts. And some local bars have their own little patio, but now you can't smoke on patios. Now you have to step 2 feet out, but at the same time, you're still leaning in to talk to people in the patio. So I don't know what the fuck is the difference. I mean, just smoke. Have fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But, yeah, there is apparently. By law, you gotta smoke outside. Again, if you're on a patio, I don't get it. Like, there's no roof there. I mean, like, all the smoke is just going up, You go to certain places, I mean, they just don't give a shit, But at the same time, there's been times where, like, a cop could come by, and then all of a sudden the bar owner will get hit with a fine, and he's screwed. So there's that. There's not much you can do. Just go outside, have a smoke with your friends, enjoy a good conversation. Say to yourself, this is the Toronto Maple Leafs year for the 30th time, and just enjoy it. And of course, there's always the classic bar brawl. Now, for those of you who've never heard of a little movie called Roadhouse with the great Patrick Swayze, I advise you watch it. Now, when you watch it, don't think that every local bar will have a big brawl like that every night. Maybe in the States, but Canada, it's all right. You might see the odd fight here and there, and it's always over something stupid, Maybe you didn't get the right change back. Maybe the woman that you've been stalking for 2 hours that night, doesn't like you. Shocker. Maybe you accidentally bump into somebody while you're on the stairs. Just, you go out there in this world and, you want to enjoy your Friday or Saturday night. Just, you know what? Plain simple. Don't be a fucking idiot. Okay? Don't go out there and think, okay, I'm going to go out there and beat the shit out of somebody and, rip someone's throat out with my 5 fingers. Just go out there, and have fun. I mean, there's always somebody that's bigger and badder and probably more drunk than you are. You don't know what this person's capable of. You don't know if he's got a gun or he knows karate. Just be careful out there. Just don't start any bullshit. There was a situation that I saw one time, and I'll be honest with you, it's almost a gift and a curse. Sometimes you can just see things coming a mile away, but you really can't do anything about it until it happens. It's not like you can throw a person out of a bar because, you feel something in your gut. A lot of times it just has to play out, which sucks, but it is what it is. someone came from another country, and again, it's even worse because no, not because they came from another country. I'm not saying that. I'm saying because different cultures handle bars differently. Certain bars are open later. Certain bars are, allowed certain behaviors. But in Canada, it's pretty tame. It's pretty chill. We like to keep a pretty good atmosphere. You know. Unfortunately, this one woman, she felt that she got the wrong change. Now, I already knew that this woman was extremely shit-faced. She had no idea where the fuck she was. You know, she's with her boyfriend. She's probably thinking, all right, worst case scenario, something goes down. He'll beat the shit out of this bartender for me. So, because of the wrong amount of change that was given, which is another thing I gotta tell to a lot of bartenders out there, please make sure you give the proper amount of change. Please make sure it doesn't magically go into your pocket. I've seen it happen. So, anyways. And then all of a sudden, she just starts flipping out. Now, of course, she's probably 5'2", and she's got a mug, half the size of her body, and she just slams it around the bar. Broken glass everywhere. So, of course, she starts slamming her big mitts on the bar, I want my money, I want this, fucking King Kong. And blood is just everywhere because, of course, she's grinding her hands in the glass, so she's like shooting off her hands, and it looks like Spider-Man shooting off webbing, except in this case it's just blood. So, there's blood flying all over the place like it's Mortal Kombat. And, eventually she was able to get out of the bar, but over bullshit, over change. Now, I'm not saying this only happens at a local bar, but places like this, it can happen really anywhere, but at the same time, like, the concept of a local bar is how this specific bar works. You've been there long enough, how it runs. So if an outsider comes and interferes with that, it's going to pretty much disrupt the whole atmosphere. And that person has to be told how this bar is ran. And this goes on management, bartenders, the entire staff has to make sure that the bar is ran in a certain way. And please make sure that everyone knows this, not just someone that came from a different country. And, everybody in the bar should know the rules. If you don't know, I'm going to tell you. I don't care if you're in Canada or Sweden. When you go to a local bar, treat yourself in a very professional way. I'm not saying you got to be all serious, but just respect everyone that's around you. Respect the bartender. Respect security. Respect the owner. Have respect for everyone there. It's your local bar. It's your little oasis from home. I get that. But you got to be able to treat yourself in the proper way. You go out to have fun, not start shit. People that go to these bars, and are just angry. First of all, if you're angry, don't go out. Okay? You're just going to make shit worse. Go out to have fun. You're in a good mood. Go out with your friends. Have a good time. If you're not in a good mood, just stay at home, sleep it off, go out the next day. But just be careful out there and have fun and be safe and be aware of the people around you and the bar itself. One last thing I'd like to talk about too is people fucking in the bathrooms. Now, I know a lot of people, still live at home with their parents. I get that. Their girlfriend's dad, doesn't like you. I get it. And it is funny to see that sometimes, people getting something in the bathroom. But, really, like, just don't take long. You know what I mean? Like, or just, like go fuck in the alleyway or just, come on, there's only so many bathrooms in a local bar. I mean, I don't know if you're living out some kind of fantasy, like you want to be out in public and I don't know, your stepfather doesn't treat you right, whatever. Just, like don't, I'm not saying don't fuck in a bathroom, but, stop fucking in the bathroom, man. Like just go somewhere else, please. Don't do it at the local bar.